Taylor Swift's emotional reaction as Travis Kelce reveals how she made him a better man. When Taylor Swift walked into that quiet, candlelit room, no one expected the wave of emotion that followed. She wasn't there for a performance. No cameras were rolling for a music video. This was different. This was personal. And within moments, her eyes glistened with tears, not of sadness, but of something deeper: pride, love, and disbelief at what she was hearing. Across from her sat Travis Kelce, calm but visibly moved, choosing his words carefully. What he was about to say wasn't scripted. It wasn't for headlines. It was a raw confession about growth, humility, and how loving Taylor had quietly changed the man he saw in the mirror. A moment that stopped the room. Travis began by admitting something few elite athletes openly say: "I didn't realize how much I still had to learn about myself until I met her." Taylor froze. Her hand instinctively covered her mouth. She had heard praise before: award speeches, standing ovations, global adoration, but this was different. This wasn't about fame. This was about impact. He spoke about discipline, not the kind forged in locker rooms, but emotional discipline. Listening more. Reacting less. Understanding that strength isn't always loud. Taylor's eyes welled up as she realized he wasn't just talking about love, he was talking about evolution. From spotlight to self-reflection. Travis explained how Taylor's world forced him to slow down. Watching her write, revise, scrap entire verses, and start again taught him patience. He said it made him question how often he rushed through life just because he could. Taylor looked down, overwhelmed. She'd never seen her quiet habits reflected back as someone else's transformation. She whispered, barely audible, "I never meant to change you." His response broke her. "You didn't change me," he said softly. "You showed me who I could be." Tears streamed freely now. This wasn't a headline moment. This was a soul-level exchange. Vulnerability behind closed doors. Travis went deeper. He talked about accountability, owning mistakes instead of deflecting them. He admitted that before Taylor, he equated confidence with never admitting fault. But loving her meant learning how to apologize without excuses, how to sit with discomfort, and how to grow instead of winning arguments. Taylor's shoulders shook as she cried. She'd spent years writing about emotional labor, about unseen effort, about the quiet work of loving someone fully. And here it was, proof that it mattered. Why this hit Taylor so hard? For someone who has poured her heart into lyrics for nearly 2 decades, hearing that her presence, not her fame, not her success, had helped shape someone into a better man was overwhelming. She later admitted that it wasn't the words that made her cry, it was the realization that love, when done right, echoes back in ways you never anticipate. She wasn't crying because Travis praised her. She was crying because he had grown. A relationship built on growth, not perfection. What makes this moment resonate isn't fairy tale romance. It's the maturity. 2 people at the top of their worlds choosing self-reflection over ego. Growth over image. Depth over noise. Taylor's emotional reaction wasn't dramatic, it was human. It was the release that comes when you realize love isn't just something you feel, it's something you do. The takeaway fans can't stop talking about. This wasn't about touchdowns or chart toppers. It was about becoming better, for yourself and for the person you love. As Taylor wiped her tears and smiled through the emotion, one truth became clear: sometimes the greatest love stories aren't written in songs or scored in stadiums. They're written in the quiet moments when someone looks at you and says, "Because of you, I'm better." And that is enough to make anyone cry. Here's a very long, emotional, YouTube-style storytelling script written exactly in the viral, dramatic tone you love: backhand index pointing down. Perfect for long-form monetized content, slow narration, and emotional build-up. Taylor Swift's emotional reaction as Travis Kelce reveals how she made him a better man. No one expected this moment to hit this deep. Fans were ready for jokes. They were ready for charm. They were ready for Travis Kelce being Travis Kelce. But what they were not ready for was the raw, heartfelt confession that followed, a confession that left Taylor Swift visibly emotional, struggling to hold back tears, and completely changed how people viewed their relationship. This wasn't about fame. This wasn't about headlines. This was about growth, vulnerability, and a man admitting he became better because of love. And when Travis Kelce finally said the words out loud, Taylor couldn't hide what it meant to her. A different Travis than fans were used to. For years, Travis Kelce was known as the confident NFL superstar, loud, funny, fearless, and unapologetically himself. He owned every room he walked into. He thrived on energy, jokes, and spotlight moments. But those closest to him had noticed something quietly changing over the past year. He wasn't just winning on the field anymore. He was listening more. He was reflecting more. He was speaking differently about life, relationships, and purpose. And people kept asking the same question. What changed Travis Kelce? He never gave a clear answer until now. The moment he finally opened up. During what was supposed to be a lighthearted conversation, Travis unexpectedly shifted the tone. His smile softened. His voice slowed. And then he said something that instantly stunned the room. I didn't realize how much I needed to grow until I met someone who showed me what real partnership looks like. That someone, of course, was Taylor. The room went silent. Taylor, sitting nearby, froze. Her expression changed almost instantly, eyes widening, lips parting slightly, as if she hadn't expected to hear this out loud, in front of everyone. She made me look at myself. Travis continued, and with every sentence, the emotion deepened. Taylor didn't try to change me. She didn't lecture me. She didn't ask me to be someone else. Then came the line that broke the internet. She made me want to be better, not for her, but for myself. Taylor dropped her gaze. Her hand moved to her chest. Fans watching closely noticed her breathing change. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't rehearsed. This was real. Taylor's emotional reaction says everything. Taylor Swift has written hundreds of songs about love, heartbreak, disappointment, and healing. She's heard every version of romantic words imaginable. But this moment hit different. Why? Because it wasn't poetic. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't performative. It was honest. Her eyes filled with tears, not the dramatic kind, but the quiet ones that come when someone finally sees the impact you've had on their life. She nodded slowly, clearly emotional, clearly overwhelmed. This was the kind of validation that doesn't come from awards, charts, or applause. This was personal. What Travis admitted changed everything. Travis went even deeper. He admitted that before Taylor, he often avoided emotional conversations. He admitted he used humor to deflect vulnerability. He admitted he didn't always slow down to reflect on how his actions affected others. Then he said, "She taught me that strength isn't just being tough, it's being present." That sentence alone sent fans into a frenzy. Because for the first time, Travis Kelce wasn't talking like an athlete or a celebrity. He was talking like a man who had grown. Why this hit Taylor so hard? For Taylor, this moment carried extra weight. She has spent years being blamed, misunderstood, and criticized for her relationships. She has often been portrayed as the one who changes men, usually in a negative way. But here was Travis, standing confidently, saying, "She didn't change me. She inspired me." That distinction mattered. And it showed on Taylor's face. Her reaction wasn't flashy. It wasn't exaggerated. It was the quiet, emotional realization that her love had helped someone become better without losing who they were. Fans noticed the shift immediately. Social media exploded within minutes. Comments poured in. "This is the healthiest I've ever seen Travis. Taylor looks genuinely touched, this isn't PR. You can't fake that kind of emotion. He sounds like a man who's found peace." And many fans pointed out something powerful. Taylor didn't interrupt. She didn't smile for the camera. She didn't try to redirect attention. She simply felt the moment. A relationship built on mutual growth. What made this moment so powerful wasn't just Travis's words, it was what they revealed about their relationship. This wasn't about saving each other. This wasn't about fixing each other. This was about growing together. Travis acknowledged Taylor's emotional intelligence. Taylor visibly absorbed the weight of being appreciated in a way she rarely had been before. It was quiet. It was mature. It was deeply human. Why this moment will be remembered. Long after headlines fade and rumors die down, this moment will stick. Because it wasn't about drama. It wasn't about scandal. It wasn't about attention. It was about a man openly saying, "Love made me better." And a woman